Okay, this is an addendum. So I wasn't happy with that. So the whole point of this thing was to provide an anti-static connection that had its own inline 1 meg resistance. And with this, I mean, I should have thought it through a bit more. Essentially that is just ground, and that's not great. So the original idea I had was actually to use this kind of connector. By the time I couldn't find it, now it's turned up, and kind of good, because I think I'm going to swap it out. I know it's red, it does irk me a little bit. I prefer it a different colour, but hey, it's only me really using this thing. So what I've done is hacked off the that connector along with a bit of my finger, which was nice. These things are really sharp. Be careful. So the idea is I've taken that socket off. I've drilled the hole deeper, and that all goes in there nice. So what I'm going to have to do now is solder this bit. Let's get my eyes on so I can see what I'm doing. So hopefully what I'm going to do is there's a resistor there, that's all still, oh damn, nope, that's resistor's knackered. Oh, this is not going well. Okay, so I have to strip that insulation off and yeah, deal with that somehow. Oh dear, this is not going well. Okay, well, you live and learn, I suppose. So this is the heat shrink on there. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go and sort that out. I'll be back in a second. Right, should we try this again? Third time lucky. Right, I'm gonna get a bit more heat shrink. Right then, so I got a suitable resistor, 1.5, 1.4 meg, which is fine. Also a plaster, because I was actually bleeding. It's starting to make a mess, so not great. Anyway, so where were we? That is going in the recycling. That is not a very particularly well resistor. So the first thing I'm going to do is just sort this connector out. It's full of stuff, so I'm going to heat that up and try and suck out the stuff, the crap that's in there. Get a better connection on there. I might have to use a screwdriver to push it out from the side. It looks pretty horrible. Oops, we picked up a washer. Tricky. We need a much finer screwdriver. Oh, this is going to be a pain. For some reason, this end bit is stuffed full of, well, I think it's the remains of wire. There seems to be quite a lot of it. Surprising amount, really. Anyway. Let's try that again. very hot. The trouble is that is going to start mashing up that bit. The thread is not brilliant on this, so I've got to be a bit careful. I wonder. I'll cut this. That's better. Okay, all I need to do is to get this thing soldered in the end of there, so it's not, doesn't have to be brilliant, it's just got to be secure enough. So I'm gonna if I fold those over like that and crop that, and the same the other side. And crop that. And I'm going to put some solder on there. Solder on there. Let that cool down for a second. Get this rubbish off the bench. Next thing is I'm going to get the heat shrink on here. Solder one end of this onto the resistor. Okay. And that heat shrink will go up to there, which is good. We'll wait to do that though. And the next one is I'm going to flow some solder into here carefully. Okay, wait for that to cool down because I'm in danger of melting this whole thing, but hopefully some of it will, the heat will sink away with the helping hands. Let me just sort that end bit out, it doesn't look very good. Flatten it down a bit. Yeah, that's going to work. Okay, now the tricky bit is getting it mounted inside the case. So obviously this thing now has to go into here. And I've got to somehow get this nut on. As we had before, it's a bit tricky. So let's just present the nut that way and maybe feel it inside there. There we go. Ah, that is biting. That's good. It's also mashing up my plaster. Tricky. This is very tricky. Maybe I can do it on the other side. Yeah, there we go. That's very difficult. I'll have to use these. The trouble is using these things is things tend to go bad. It's working. Tricky. I need some way. Ideally, I need a socket, like a not a socket, well, a socket would be nice. I'm not sure I can get it on, but a spanner. I wonder whether I've got a spanner that will actually fit that. Hold on a second. Right, so got a 10mm spanner here, so we can get that on there, and we can do it up from the back. And when that's done, we can then give it a bit more treatment from here. Make sure that whole thing is turned around. That's it. Okay, as much as I want to do it. Interestingly, it took ages to find the 10mm spanner. Every other size, multiple copies, multiple versions, every other size. But what is it about 10mm spanners and sockets? It's weird, isn't it? I guess they use more often than others, and that's why they go missing. But yeah. Anyway, so let's get that soldered in. Solid, not the prettiest, but if we put this shrink wrap on it, actually that's not too bad. So we'll just gently use a soldering iron to put the heat shrink right there. Clean up a little bit. Cool, that's not bad. So now, what I wanted to do before, this was the test, is that I'm going to unplug this bit and I'm going to stuff that other one in the back. So that's continuity there. So there we go. Okay. So now to here. If I can get it in. One meter that was reading 1 point. Oh, hang on. Huh? That's saying what greater than 2 meg. Maybe I've measured it wrong. Where's my other meter? Now this is not particularly calibrated, but should give us an idea. Actually making the connection. am intrigued. I am intrigued. What the hell is happening? Is there something wrong with that connection in there? No. Something wrong with the wire. Am I going to have to do this again? Oh my goodness me, this is starting to become craziness personified. Ah. Okay. Let's get draconian again. Cut it off. Start again. Start again. Is this cable okay? Yes. Incredible. Yes, it might be one of those things, I should have measured it before, but one of those things where I should be using brand new resistors and not recycled ones, because maybe they've the leads are not great. There's some crap on there or something. Right, that's about 1 meg. Well, a bit more than that, but as I say, I think it's probably because the leads are a bit knackered. I'll get some solder on it and sort that out, and we'll try it yet again. Can't believe this is the third time. Crazy. This cable's going to get shorter and shorter. Anyway, so this time I'm going to just crop it right down. And I'm going to put some solder on that. Okay. Okay, that's that side. Now, I'm going to test that. Maybe this meter's not sensitive enough for that. Not sure. This is becoming ridiculous. Wow. I've got a problem with my meter. Maybe these leads have gone funny. That seems okay. What's the problem with the...
Hang on, let's just get a smaller value.
That's 200k. That one's working okay. Maybe it's... I don't know. Yeah, these seem to work okay.
I'm not sure what that was doing, you know.
You're pulling out one dodgy resistor after another. Right, that's 1.3 meg. That'll do, right? With all these. Right, so this doesn't work. I'm going to throw it out the window. Okay. Are you shitting me? I just bloody tested it. There must be something wrong with these leads, man. All these are just somehow maybe there's something on this thing. Something residue. Maybe there's some, I don't know what it is. Let's clean these leads up a bit. Must be some dirt or something. Yeah, I think there's some dirt or some residue on there. How weird. I've never seen it like do that before. Such a lot. So if I test this again. It's all about 1.7. Right, let's use my tester. Oh, that says it's 3 meg. What the hell? That's not 3 meg.
How weird. Oh, that whole batch of LEDs, that whole batch of resistors
Is the same. Covered in something. Let's test this one. So that one's reading okay. That's 118k.
So that one's okay.
this one here. $227, is that right? No, that's not right. Oh no, it is. Yeah, that is correct.
So those ones are okay. Okay, well anyway, off camera there was a bin, well, a tray of components that have been scavenged, and this is probably the reason I'm having problems is that I'm using scavenged components and old components that have been lying around for who knows how long. And I need to find one that's decent.
Okay, this one is registering 4 meg. Is that right? I don't think it is.
It's not. That's the trouble is some of the banding is all rubbed off.
Right. Okay. Got a new packet of resistors. I got a new packet of 1 meg. Had this thing in my head. I wanted to use some of the stuff lying around, and this is, in this case, it's just crazy. We'll have a brand new one, which won't be covered in junk, and well, hopefully that's going to sort that out. Otherwise, we're going to go round and round and round. So let's measure that up. 1 meg. Lovely. Okay, so we know that that's valid. The leads are actually nice and shiny. put some solder on it. Okay, and the other side. Oops, I'm going to crop that again, that's a bit too long. Okay, now let's test it in circuit. On meg. Flipping heck. That's really a lot easier. Well, you know, there's an interesting lesson there. Sometimes just don't bodge it and get something new. Recycled stuff is great, but it can cause problems. So I'm gonna solder that in place. Shrink a little bit. Okay, so there we go. So that's now good. So let's do a test from the outside. So we'll stuff this in the end. And then test to there. 1 meg. Perfect. That's what we want. God, that was a pain in the butt. Okay, well, we learned something. Don't always bodge it, Rich. Sometimes actually use proper stuff. So that's good. So here's the connector. So we can do a test with this. Let's put this on there. Now this one has a meg in series. So yeah, so it's right at the limits of what my meter can test. That says 2 meg. So I know there's 1 meg in here already. It says there 1M. So that's going to be beyond the 2 meg. You can sometimes see it sinking, but that's good. I'm happy with that. Really nice. Feels solid. Good bit of kit. So finally, let's screw this back together and we can run some more tests. Let's make sure that's open. Yeah, okay. Right, nothing else I've forgotten? No, that all looks good. It's fairly stable. So let's get where's the ones again? There we go. Let's get the live on first. Okay. And the neutral. And worth. Okay, looks good. Finally. To test it now, what we're going to do is just do a continuity test to the various connections on the unit, and to the static leak we should see that 1 meg resistance. So I'll get the screws lined up because they're a bit funny otherwise. Okay, so there's a ground pin there, that's earth. So if we stuff this in there, there you go. So that's our 1 meg, which is brilliant. It was exactly 1 meg. That's really cool. So that's given us some confidence there. The rest of it, well, we can test whether there's continuity to there, continuity to there. So the case is grounded. That's all looks good. I'm happy with that. If we then do something a little naughty and where's the screwdriver? There we go. So we can do that in there. Then we can start testing the continuity there, but not to there. That's good. And that one. Not continuity. That's interesting. We got a blown fuse. Not sure where this came from. Oh dear, 5 amp. Well, that needed to be changed anyway. So yeah, that's interesting. I wonder where that came from. Well, the fuse is okay. Well, I'm going to need to change that at some point, but let's put that on there like that. Let's open that up. Interesting. Socket's not on. Well, it was a good socket test. You really should test these things. There we go. Oh dear. Oh dear. Anyway, couldn't write the script, could you? Well, I couldn't in this case because I made a right balls of it. Anyway, so I'm happy with that. That's really good. You know what? I'm quite pleased with that. It's a very neat little thing. I think it looks nice. Looks solid. Yeah, really happy. Well, if you made it this far, you must be a glutton for punishment. A number of errors along the way, number of issues. Mainly use suitable components and don't stab yourself. There you go. Thanks a lot.